In a remote canyon in Apache land, where the desert wind carries the memories of many generations, a young girl named Sia lives in hiding with her father. She is the daughter of Tova, a famous Apache scout, and a white woman who once came to this land and left forever. Because of her mixed blood, Sia's existence is sensitive in the eyes of both worlds. To many people in the tribe, children with mixed blood are often not fully accepted, but among white people, she does not belong either. After an attack that killed his wife, Tova left the tribe and took his daughter to live in a hidden place deep inside the canyon. He chose a life of isolation to protect Sia from judgment and prejudice. There, in the harsh desert, the father and daughter live quietly, almost completely separated from the outside world. Sia grows up in the silence of rocks and wind. She has never known the normal life of a girl in the tribe or in a white town. Her world only has the canyon, a small stream, and stories about the past that her father rarely talks about. But in that isolation, something special begins to grow. Sia carries both worlds within her, the strength of the Apache people and the memory of her mother's different culture. This makes her different, and because of that, her destiny can never be ordinary. For many years living hidden in the canyon, Tova spends all his time teaching his daughter how to survive in the harsh desert. He is not only a father but also a strict teacher. Day by day, Sia learns how to read footprints in the sand, track wild animals, and listen to every small change in the wind. Tova teaches her to move lightly like water, and to hide among rocks and shadows, so enemies will never notice her presence. Sia does not only learn hunting and fighting skills, she also learns how to understand nature. When the wind warns of a coming sandstorm, or when the sound of birds signals that danger is near. These lessons are taught with patience and also with the quiet worry of a father who knows his daughter may one day face a world full of prejudice. Along with Apache knowledge, Sia keeps a part of the memory of her late mother. From her mother's old diary, she learns to read and understand English. Through it, she discovers stories and thoughts from another world. Because of this, a unique mind slowly grows inside her, carrying both the spirit of the Apache and the perspective of an outsider. This combination makes Sia different. She is not completely like anyone else, but because of that, she has a wider way of seeing the world, and her father understands one important thing. One day, everything she has learned may decide the fate of both of them. One quiet morning in the desert is suddenly broken when Sia sees long trails of dust rising in the distance. From a high cliff at the entrance of the canyon, she realizes it is not a herd of wild animals, but cavalry riders moving quickly across Apache land. Her instinct tells her to stay hidden. She presses herself against the rock and watches in silence until the riders disappear behind the northern mountains. When Sia returns to their shelter, she sees her father standing beside the weapon rack, preparing his bow, as if he also sensed something was wrong. Without many words, they both understand that the peace they have known for years is now in danger. Those riders were not passing by chance, they were scouting the land. Tova knows what this means. After many years away from the tribe, he realizes he cannot stay silent anymore. If the army is moving deeper into Apache territory, sooner or later they will find the hidden paths, the water sources, and even the place where he and Sia are hiding. That night, Tova decides to leave and return to meet the tribal council. He wants to warn them about the danger that is coming. Before leaving, he tells Sia to remain hidden no matter what happens. But deep inside, Sia knows that her time of hiding may soon be over. A storm is coming, and it will pull both her and her father out of the refuge they have lived in for so long. As the first light of dawn touches the desert cliffs, Elon, the young leader of the tribe, rides alone to a meeting point in the canyon. He knows this meeting must have no witnesses because the man he is about to meet disappeared from the tribe many years ago and is still seen by many as a deserter. From between the rocks, Tova appears quietly, like a ghost from the past. Time has left marks on his hair and face, but the sharp eyes of an experienced scout remain the same. Without long greetings, Tova quickly places a bundle of papers in front of Elon. They contain maps, military symbols, and marks connected to the army. These documents reveal a worrying truth. The army is preparing a large campaign to move deep into Apache territory. Supply routes have been set up, and cavalry and artillery are being moved into position. This time, it is no longer just small scouting missions. It is a real attack. Elon feels both surprised and suspicious. He does not understand how Tova got this information, but Tova insists that he only did what was necessary to protect the tribe, even if it meant getting close to dangerous sources. Before leaving, Tova adds something that makes Elon think deeply. It is time to stop hiding his daughter. In the coming conflict, she cannot stay in the shadows forever. The world is changing, and sooner or later, the truth must be faced. After meeting Elon, Tova returns to the camp as the sun begins to rise. He walks into the tent of his daughter, Sia, with a heavy decision in his heart. For many years, he tried to keep her away from the eyes of the tribe and from the rumors around her. But now, with war coming closer, the truth can no longer stay hidden. Tova tells Sia about the mother she only knows through unclear stories. Her mother was a white woman who came to this land, fell in love with an Apache warrior, and chose to give up everything for that love. Because of this mixed blood, Sia has lived separately since she was young, growing up in the shadow of protection and fear. Sia listens quietly, but she does not seem surprised. For a long time, she has felt that she is different. The looks and whispers that her father tried to hide were enough for her to understand that part of the truth had never been told. Tova admits that he hid the truth not because he was ashamed, but because he wanted to protect her from the judgment of both worlds. But now, Sia must know who she truly is. But she is not someone who belongs nowhere, but a combination of two worlds, and that truth may become her strength in the days ahead. If you find this story interesting and want to follow Sia's journey in the next parts, leave a comment to share your thoughts and share this story with your friends. The stories of the Wild West still have many mysteries waiting for us to discover. In the circle of the tribe's sacred fire, elders and warriors gather to discuss the danger that is coming. The atmosphere becomes tense when Tova suddenly brings Sia forward before the council. It is the first time she appears publicly in front of everyone, no longer the girl living in the shadows behind the chief's tent. Sia's appearance immediately causes whispers around the circle. Many eyes are suspicious, even opposed. Some elders remind everyone about her past, that her mother was a white woman, and they believe her mixed blood means she cannot represent the tribe. To them, Sia's presence is like a question without an answer. But Sia does not step back. She stands firmly in the circle of fire and declares that she is not a secret or a mistake. Her mother sacrificed her life for this land, and she also carries the spirit of an Apache warrior. Some people are still doubtful, but a few elders see something familiar in Sia's eyes. The same fire that once lived in her mother and in the strongest warriors of the tribe. The debate continues between tradition and change. In the end, the council agrees to give Sia one chance. If she can prove herself through her actions, they will recognize her as a true warrior. This is not only a challenge, but also the first step for Sia to prove that she does not stand between two worlds. She can connect them both. After the council gives Sia a chance, the biggest problem still remains. The army is moving toward the valley, and the tribe must decide how to respond. Some warriors want to retreat to protect their people, while others want to fight using the same familiar tactics. But Sia understands that if they do that, they will fall exactly into the enemy's expectations. Calmly standing before the circle of warriors, she presents a bold plan. Sia speaks about a narrow, dry mountain pass hidden deep in the mountains, a path that very few people know. Her mother once showed her this route when she was a child, and over time it has almost been forgotten on most maps. According to her plan, they will guide the army into that pass. When the cavalry and soldiers move deep between the high cliffs, the Apache warriors will hide along the mountain slopes. From above they can launch a surprise attack with arrows and rolling stones, turning the narrow pass into a natural trap. Many members of the council are still unsure. They worry about trusting a young girl and a path that few have ever heard about. But several warriors who have seen Sia's abilities stand up and support her. In the end, the council agrees to try the plan. If it works, it could change the course of the battle, but if it fails, the tribe will pay a very heavy price. When the sun rises higher in the sky, a group of Apache warriors quietly take their positions on the cliffs around the dry mountain pass. Everyone stays silent, holding their breath as they wait. Sia stands at the highest point, watching the narrow road below. If her plan is correct, the army will walk straight into this natural trap without knowing it. Soon, the sound of horses' hooves echoes from far away, bouncing off the canyon walls like thunder. First come a few scouts, then a long line of cavalry and infantry entering the pass. Leading the soldiers is Tom Carter, a traitor who once belonged to the Apache but now serves the army. When Carter rides past the marked rock in the middle of the pass, Sia knows the moment has come. She blows 3 sharp calls like the cry of an eagle, the signal they agreed on before. Immediately, arrows rain down from the cliffs above. The sudden attack throws the soldiers into panic. Horses scream and soldiers fall before they can even raise their guns. From both sides of the mountains, Apache warriors keep shooting arrows, blocking the enemy's escape. In the middle of the chaos, Sia aims directly at Tom Carter. Her arrow flies fast and true, piercing his shoulder and knocking him off his horse. The entire army falls into complete disorder. In a short time, the ambush is over. Many soldiers lie defeated, while the rest are forced to run away or surrender. Sia's bold plan has succeeded. After the battle ends, the canyon slowly becomes quiet again. Red dust still moves in the wind, while the Apache warriors stand silently looking over the battlefield where the ambush has just won a great victory. Many enemy soldiers lie defeated, some are captured, and the rest run away in panic from the valley. Tom Carter, the man who betrayed the tribe, lies badly wounded on the ground. When Tova walks toward him, the anger inside him is still strong. Carter not only guided the army to this land, but he was also connected to the death of Sia's mother. For many people, killing him at that moment would seem completely justified. But Sia steps forward and stops it. She looks at Carter with cold eyes, not full of hatred, but with the understanding of someone who knows the true cost of betrayal. Instead of killing him, she decides to spare his life. Sia wants Carter to return to the army and carry the story of their defeat. He will tell them that in these canyons there is a tribe that cannot be easily defeated, and a young warrior who knows every path and every cliff of this land. Her decision surprises many warriors, but it also makes them see her in a new way. She is not only brave in battle, but also wise enough to think beyond a single victory. From that moment, and the doubts slowly disappear. In the eyes of the tribe, Sia is no longer just a girl with mixed blood. She has proven herself to be a true warrior. When the warriors return to the valley, the atmosphere in the tribe has changed. News of the victory spreads quickly from one tent to another. The people who once doubted Sia now look at her differently, no longer with hesitation or suspicion, but with respect. That evening, the entire tribe gathers around a large fire. Elders, warriors, and even the children come to listen to Sia. For the first time, she stands in the circle of fire, not as the chief's daughter, but as someone who has proven her worth. Sia tells them that the tribe's strength does not come from division or from the borders between bloodlines. She admits that she carries two worlds within her, the Apache blood of her father and the heritage of her white mother. But instead of seeing it as a weakness, she believes it is what makes her stronger. She can understand both sides and see paths that others may never think about. And if the army returns one day, the tribe will fight not only with weapons, but also with unity and wisdom. Sia's words make the circle of fire fall silent for a moment. Then slowly, warriors step forward to show their support. From that moment, she is given a new name, the one who walks between two worlds. That name is no longer a sign of doubt, but a symbol of hope for the future of the tribe.